Southern Comfort here. Coming out here, we've been having some rain. It's sprinkling raining out here. We've been having lots of rain, and yesterday I was out here checking on the garden peas, and what I'm going to be doing today, even though I checked them yesterday, I'm coming back out here to make sure that these seeds did not get uncovered by the rain, because if they get uncovered by the rain, then your seed is going to die. More than likely it's going to die. So what I do is I just walk through and I check every plant to make sure that no seeds have gotten uncovered. Yesterday, even though I checked 2 days before, maybe the day, one day, I did have some seeds that were uncovered. So I'm coming back out here and checking again. Check and see how well these plants are doing. That's what you got to do when you got lots of rain. I see a seed starting to come up. And so you really want to go slow, because sometimes you can overlook it. There's a seed right there. It's been uncovered. See that right there? And all I'm going to do is push it back down in the soil. It's going about a half an inch. And make sure all my seeds, this one right here, that seed has gotten uncovered. Got to check every plant. Sometimes you can look at them and think that they're covered up, but if you look closely, you will find that that little seed is not covered up like it's supposed to be. Now, I don't just walk through one time. I really get down close and go a second time, because I find that I overlook them. There's one right there. That seed is not completely covered up. Oh, there's another one. See that? It was covered up yesterday. We want to make sure that our plants get the optimal growing spurt for the season. And I'll look down here. Is that a seed? Nope, that's not a seed. How I learned this was, I planted garden peas one time. We had a lot of rain, and I didn't think much about it. I was like, good, we got rain, and I'm thinking about my garden peas, and I was like, good, we got lots of rain, or got some rain, and the seeds are going to sprout. There's a root right there that's not covered up. And so I went out there later on, not as soon as I should have, and the sun was up and everything, and it killed my little baby plants, most all of them, because the seed had got uncovered. So I take life as a learning experience, and growing is a learning experience, and you learn by your mistakes. You learn by growing. That's the best teacher. Your plants will teach you if you just listen to them. Believe it or not, plants are always talking on how well they're doing, how well they're not doing. That's a seed right there, and it's rotted. That's how you know that your seed is rotted. It's just gushy, it's mushy, so it's no good anymore. That's why I like to plant more than enough. If I need to thin out, that's great, but that way, if some of the seedlings don't come up, or seeds don't come up, like this right here, this is like too many into this little pile right here. Now, as I look down to this row, as it grows, and these are still growing, I'll either thin them out, pull them out, like there's a little one coming up there, or I will take and transplant them somewhere that needs a plant. Now, I've got several types of garden peas. I have green arrow, I have my seeds that I have raised up, little marbles, little marble seeds from seeds and such. So I got seeds from different places. This is green arrow. my seeds, which is mine right there. So I'm very happy about that. Little marble. Now, as we know, plants grow differently, the variety of plants. Now, these was into the little disposable cups that deteriorate into the ground. And so they got a jump on things because they was planted earlier than these seeds. Probably about a week, at least, if not a week and a half. Now, what I plan on doing, you see how high this trellis is right here? Now, these little babies right here are already getting little stringers. They're starting to reach. And because of the lay of the land, it kind of goes higher up down this end and lower on this end. So at an appropriate time, it depends on those plants down there when I do it, is that I will run a string at the bottom of this to help these plants reach up. And see, this right here is really high. Now this fence is leveled. It's leveled. It's like it's supposed to be. But the lay of the land slopes. It slopes all the way down. And I realize this because this trellis is not just for garden peas, it's for other vegetables. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, is run a string so that when these plants get up, and I will help them, you got to help these garden peas to reach where they need to go, because they'll go all over the place and tangle around one another, around themselves. Like this one's getting a little stringer here. It's getting a little stringer. So it won't be long, probably maybe about a week. I will run that string across here, tie it around there, lower it, and then I will take these little plants and try to help them. Sometimes they'll go ahead and grasp a hold. Eventually they will. You just have to keep watching them and help them along. Give them some direction. Now, if this one is like further out, and the reason I planted it further out than the trellis is for the fact that, and that's probably about 6 inches maybe, or 7. The reason I did that is so that when these plants grow up, they're going to be bushy. It gives them more room, and garden peas can get powdery mildew if it's hot. We have a short growing span here on the southeast coast because of our heat. So they'll get up, but when that heat kicks in, 80 plus, or 80 plus, they're going to start dying out. So we don't get the long harvest of these, and so we've got to do all that we can at the beginning to give them a good jump. Whether you have a long season or short season, you need to give them the very best at the beginning to give them that jump. Now I am feeding them, even now, there's fertilizer, some NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, the NPKs. And so I am making sure they're getting their good feeding. I'm going through, I made a video on how I start watering my seedlings now, which is super easy. I know the amount they're getting, and they're getting the water, they're getting their feeding, and it really is working. So once again, I'll be going through here, making sure all these little babies here, and looking to see if there's any seeds uncovered. Whether I use them or not, then I still want them. I want to give them the very best life they can at the begin with, because it's for my advantage. They're giving me their best, and I'm gonna give them my best. As you can see here, this is really too close. Eventually it'll probably be like that one will be up. I'll probably leave that one. I'm giving enough space. You can probably go closer. It's really hard to pull these babies up. For me it is anyhow. And so I'll leave that one. I'll probably leave that one. I'll leave that one. And I'm debating on whether to move that down. I might just leave that one right there. And then leave this one or that one. Depends on how they grow. And then that one. This one, once again, is a lot there. So plant more than you need. Even though there's a plant there, I'm still pushing that seed down. I see a root. Got to go back. That's why you take your time and make sure that all your seeds are covered up. Make sure there's soil around those plants, because rains will, they wash the dirt. Now right now this soil is really wet, and garden peas are okay with that. It's when they're seeds that it doesn't like to be way too wet. It can rot them, as you've seen. So on this area right here, this soil down here is more wetter because it slopes, and I was kind of worried about that, but there's a seed right there. I was kind of worried about that, but they seem to do very well. So they did very well. They're doing just as good as the other ones. Now, here I do notice that some of the seeds didn't come up. There's not a seed there, or plant there. There's not one there. So that's why I plant more than enough. But it actually came up spaced out really good. Even on this side. See, there's some seeds not coming up. And they might come up. That's why I like to plant more than enough. Because it's easier to go back and pluck out than it is to try to wait and grow. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you learned anything from this video, or just give me a thumbs up. Help my videos get out there in YouTube land, and let's grow together. Let's learn from each other. If you got a comment, leave a comment below, and I will get back with you. If you want to share something other in your growing experience, share it down into the comments. Because others will read those comments and learn from your comment. See you on to the next video.